So very good evening class. Today we will be discussing about here in this session the methods of teaching in the institution of the higher learning, right? So here the teacher centric method, learning centric method, we are going to discuss that what kind of the methods of the teachings are in basically in the higher institution learning. Okay, so let's hear. So teacher centric and teacher centered methods, that's the same things here. So teacher centered means and learner centered means if we are talking the teacher centered assessment, teacher are very much active. When we say the learner centered, then learners are very much active. Okay, now we'll be discussing one by one. So institution of higher learning use various methods of the teaching to impart the knowledge and the skills to their students. So this is the simple line which is basically describing here that teachers uses the various methods of teachings which we had discussed in the previous sessions about the various methods of teachings that to impart the knowledges and the skills to the students. Okay, so teacher centered methods are those in which the teachers is the primary source of the informations and the students are expected to learn by the listening to the lectures and the taking notes. Okay, as we are discussing it here, so you all are passive and I'm here the active. Why? Because I'm speaking, I'm sharing the PPTs, I'm reading, giving you the examples. You all are sitting at home and listening simply the lectures, but my entire focus, I'm not able to right be this remain silent in any single you can say single a minute, right? So continuously I'm speaking it here, so that's why I used to be here as a primary source of the information because I'm sharing all those information, imparting the knowledge and skills to you that could be asked in the UGC NET exam related to these concepts. Okay, so I'm active here. I'm the primary source of the information here. So it can be said as an that this lecture is an teacher-centric methods. It is not the learning-centric methods or the learner-centered methods. Okay, when the learner centered methods would be when I will engage you in some kind of the assignments, when I will give you some responsibilities and you will be performing all those tasks, then it would be said as learner centered methods. So this is what the differences between the teacher centered methods and learner centered methods. The differences are there that in the teacher centered methods, teacher is the primary source of the informations, and where in the learner centered methods, the learner is the primary source of the basically the informations. Primary source of the information, it means that basically the focus is on engaging the students, how you are making the effective, how you are giving them the responsibilities, how you are giving the project based learnings, that problem based learning, that making the interactive sessions, you are asking the questions to them, they are replying. Okay, you are some giving some problems to them, they are solving all those problems. Okay, so this kind of the engagement where the learners are also focused, learners are also engaging with the teachers. Okay, then it is called learner centered methods. Okay, when you are assigning some task and responsibility to solve the problem and solve and go with the project. Now it's here the focus on the learning, student engagement and assessments. This all we will be learning. These all are some teacher-centered methods basically. So the focus on learning, the transmission of knowledge while learner-centered acquisition of the skills and development of the critical thinking. So you should how you are going to make the learning environment very effectively, how you are going to transmit your knowledge with the good communication skills, how we are making the learning center very much effective, right? So these all kind of the things that you have to pay attentions while as a teachers while you are presenting any kind of the topics or PPTs or playing a quiz with the students. Okay, you are unmute. Nandi, please mute your mic. Student engagement. Students are often passive learners, while in the learner-centered method, students are actively engaged. So what we had differentiate between these two teacher-centered methods and learner-centered methods, that in terms of the student engagement, if the student engagements are very much less, then it is teacher-centered methods. And if the student engagements are very much focused and they are engaging, then it is learner-centered methods. So this is what the differences between them, that in terms of the engagement towards the learning. Okay. Assessment in the third here it is in teacher-centered methods. Assessment is often based on the exams and the tests, and while in the learner-centered methods, the assessment is often based on the project work, presentations, and other forms of active learnings. Okay. So if I give you some kind of the assignments to you that you have to present on this particular topics, okay, then it is the learner-centered methods. And when I will be presenting and giving the lecture to you and you all be listening, then it is called teacher-centered methods. So assigning a project work, giving the presentations, giving the responsibilities, giving the tasks to them, assignments, then it is the learner-centered methods. When you are not taking any kind of things and conducting the exams and tests, then it is teacher-centered methods because you had taught the things and you are taking the exams. So based on your teachings, the student will able to the give exam and test, then it is called teacher-centered methods. Always remember, okay, do not get in confused in it. So what kind of the assessment tools will be there in learning center methods? That is the project, presentations, and other forms of active learning. So in the exam, the question are asked in this way only, okay, that in the teacher center methods, what are the following assessment methods are there? In the learning centered methods, what are the following assessment methods are there? Okay. So like this, the questions would be asked. They may ask you the question in this way, that assigning a project work to the students is the teacher centered methods or the learner centered methods. What will be the answer, everyone? Yes, if you have listened carefully, so you will be answering. See, understand my questions. I'm repeating it here. If you are assigning a project work as an assessment to the students, then what it would be, teacher or learner centered methods? Yes, exactly. It's a learner, right? When you are assigning a topic to present, then it's a learner. When you are taking exams and tests as an assessment, then it is teacher centric. Okay. So here also you will learn through the various examples of the teacher centered and learner centered, which it is teacher centered methods in it, the lecture, tutorial, the laboratory classes. In the learner centered methods, collaborative learning, project based learning, problem based learning. Okay. So in the teacher centered methods, in the lecture, a teacher deliver lectures to a large group of the students. That is the teacher centered. Tutorial, a teacher works with a small group of the students to review the course material. It's the teacher centered methods. Laboratory classes, teacher guiding the students through a hands-on laboratory sessions, again a teacher-centered methods. Okay. In the laboratory, which is the teacher and the student both are working in groups to complete the task and projects. That is the learner-centered methods. Okay. So basically, the project-based learning is also in the same, that where the student work on project over an extended period of time. Problem based learning, that when the students are giving the presentations and presenting any topic with the real world examples or real world problems and working together for to find the solutions, that is also learner centered methods. Nothing, it is more in hobby. Okay, so you can understand these things differences easily. Now here, the offline versus online methods. So offline methods of teaching involve face-to-face interactions between the teacher and the students. Okay. That we used to go to the universities and take the classes, right? Teachers writing on the board, asking the questions uh, in front of yourself. Okay. So that is the basically the face-to-face interactions, which is called offline methods, which is commonly used in the traditional classroom settings, which is of lecture, which is of tutorials, which is of group discussions, which is of laboratory work. And their advantages are like the interactions are very much effective in the real time, which is helping the community and promoting the collaborative learnings, right? So you understand through the expressions as well. They are sad, they are happy, what kind of the mood basically they are. Okay. So you can interact very easily because I don't know how the Mayuri, Palvi, Shalendra, and Payal that what kind of the expressions they are keeping on their face and learning these all kind of things. I do not know because I'm not able to see, and you are not able to see as well that how I'm teaching to you, right? So offline has basically a good things which having an expressions to look over on. Okay, so expressions also as in the form of communication basically. It is engaging, it is effective, but in the online it's the disadvantage, right? So where you cannot see to each others and you cannot look over on the expressions and all that what they are doing, how they are taking the expressions and all. Okay. Yes, silent is saying the pleasant expressions. Yes, exactly. So personalized feedback, the teachers can provide the personalized feedback to the students, which can help them to identify the weak areas very easily. You can find it that who are the slow learners, who are the advanced learners, who are the average learners. You can interact with the individuals, right? You can understand the individual performance as well. Okay, but it is not with the case of online methods. Okay, so that is also again could be a factor in terms of the personalized feedback. You can differentiate versus online and offline. Hands-on learning, the some subjects such as like the science and engineering requires the hands-on learning, which is easier to accomplish in offline environment only. Okay, like in the COVID time, in the pandemic time, it was a very difficult to go with the experiment. Like the ninth student, 10th students, 11th student, 12th students, basically, they were not able to do the hand-on experiences with the laboratories. Okay, the chemistry lab, how you can understand the chemistry without laboratory, how you can understand the physics without laboratory, how you can understand the another concerned subjects, the medicals without laboratory, right? So basically it creates a lot of the issues to understand and go with the practical things. Okay, so hands-on learnings are there in some subjects which is to be in the offline only. Okay, and disadvantages, every I think has having the pros and cons basically. So would not go into that particular sites, but in case of the disadvantage of the online methods, where it is include the limited flexibilities, where the offline methods require the student to present in a physical locations at the specific time, right? Uh, so basically, this could be a challenging for the students to come dailies in the universities and particular in the lab and particular in time. If you miss it, you will miss it. Okay. So limited access to the resources as well here. The student may not have so much access to the same resources online, but such as the video lectures and online forums, right? So that is what here in this cases. So everything has disadvantage and advantage. That would I would like to say. So advantage side is the most important things which you should note it down. Now the online methods, what the advantages are there? A lot of the advantages are there from the online methods, right? By the sitting at home at your own fingertips, you can just join the classes. You can be exit from the classes. You can watch a number of the times, okay, the classes. But it is very disadvantage in the case of the face to face or on the offline classes. If the topic is once gone, then it's gone, right? So you cannot attend again. You while you can ask the same things to the teacher, but the entire topic discussions has passed. It cannot be repeated. Okay, but in the online methods, it depends upon you that how much times that you take to grasp all the concepts. Okay, so number of the times you can watch the videos are higher learning the they can include the MOOC courses, online lectures, online discussions, online assessments and all everything. The forums likes are there where you can ask your doubts. Okay, online lectures are available. The MOOC courses are there like the Coursera, the that basically the swam courses are there, the massive open online courses, that in the exchange of the credits as well in the universities. So if you are taking any courses from the swam, and you can exchange that particular credits of the courses in your universities. Okay, so that is also an important things. So in the form of LMS, that learning management systems that they provides, in the unit wise they provide the lectures, study materials, quizzes and all. Okay, which you can access through the mobile and the desktop. At any number of the times you can watch the videos, and watch, look over and go through the study materials and all. So advantages are many. The flexibilities are there, that they can complete the courses and assignments at their own paces and their own schedule timing. It is on your convenient. Okay, access to the resources, the wide ranges of the resources are available, that in the form of lectures, forums, libraries, test series and all. Lower cost, yes, it's definitely, it is in the lower cost basically available, and if you compare with the offline methods, it is very much less expensive for both the institution and the students. Disadvantages are there, the limited interactions, the technical issues are there, limited hands-on learnings are there. So these are some advantages, disadvantages, which you can go with it. Okay, it's clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So these are some teacher-centered methods. Now I would stop it this. Now, the new topic it is here, the teacher teaching support system, traditional, modern, and ICT based. Okay. So what kind of the teaching support systems are there in terms of the traditional, moderns, and the ICT based? We will be learning. So first we will be talking about the traditionals. Okay. So traditional teaching support system. Now, so traditional teaching support system refers to the methods and the tools that have been used in the education for the many years, which is including its here the chalkboard, textbook, workbook, classroom discussions. These all are the traditional teaching support systems. आज भी जो है वो chalkboard यूज होता है. Chalkboard की जगह पे marker आ गया है, but है तो traditional ही. Okay. Classroom discussions, these all are very much teaching in this traditional teaching support systems, that now it been discussing the hybrid mode चल रहा है आजकल तो, right? So hybrid mode में क्या होता है, ऑनलाइन भी होता है और ऑफलाइन भी होता है. Okay, so traditional methods can be effective in many of the classrooms, and still it is widely used because it's in terms of the cost effective, in terms of the many factors, that basically the advantages are of the traditional teaching support system. So we'll talk here the advantages and disadvantages of this particular teaching support system, which is traditional. So traditional teaching support system these methods are often familiar to the teachers and the student alike, making them easy to use and understand. Yes, it's a traditionals, so definitely it's a very much familiar because it been using since the grandfathers, then fathers, then so that kind of things are there in this traditional teaching support systems. If the colleges are following, some colleges and the universities are following such kind of things, that is generation to generations. Okay, that is the chalk and boards, nothing have been changed in that particulars. Okay, so how it is also the advantages, that is they can be cost effective as materials such as like the textbooks and workbooks can be reused for the multiple years, right? हम लोग भी करते थे, आप लोग भी करते होंगे, जो आपने क्लास को पढ़ लिया फिर उसको क्या करते हैं, आप बेच देते हैं या दे देते हैं? What you do, you sell the books to your juniors or to your friends, or to your brothers, to your sisters, younger sisters, or you just, what you do with your books, the materials, क्या करते हो आप? भाई को दिया है. ओके, व्हाट अबाउट द अदर्स? मयूरी, व्हाट यू डू, द materials which you use, what you do, you sell, juniors को दे दिया. अच्छा, given to my younger brother. Yes. So these all are the advantages. ये क्या है? Advantages है, reuse में हो जाती है. Okay. So basically the things are there that it can be used for the multiple years. हमारा ही सिंपल जो अगर मैं इफ मेरे पास यूजीसी नेट की जो टेक्स्ट बुक्स है, गाइड है, नोट्स है ना, दैट व्हाट आई रीयूज, राइट, फॉर द एवरी बैचेस. ठीक है, हम हर बैचेस के लिए हम उसको रीयूज कर लेते हैं ताकि हम बताने में हमारे लिए आसान हो. राइट, हम नया फिर से नहीं क्रिएट करते हैं, वी जस्ट अपडेट इन दैट. सो दैट ऑल्सो हेल्प मी अ लॉट इन द टीचिंग सपोर्ट सिस्टम्स. So classroom discussion and interactions can facilitate the critical thinking and problem solving. So yes, this all are the teaching traditional teaching support systems which basically facilitating the interactions and in terms of critical thinking and problem solving, how you engage the students in these traditional classrooms where there is no kind of the digital boards, there is no such the projectors are there, right, only the chalkboards are there, the laboratories are there. So how you do manage and make the interactive learning environment in those classes? So that's a traditionals. Okay, so what the disadvantages, there disadvantage in the same here, it just opposite of the things. Okay, so these methods can be limited in their ability to engage the students or accommodate different learning styles. Okay, so would not be discussing more, the more focus on the disadvantage side. We have to focus on the advantage side because the questions not do not come from the disadvantage. हमेशा questions advantage side से ही आता है because government also want to make you aware from the exams. Okay, दे उनका ये नहीं होता कि डिसएडवांटेज आप कमियां जानो किसी चीज की, आपको अच्छी चीजों पे अच्छे रास्तों पे ले जाने की बात होती है because they do not want to fit in your mind about the disadvantages. They want to fit the upgradations, the advantages, the positivity. Okay, like these things. So these methods may not be such an effective like the digital or the modern concepts or technologies. If such classrooms is having the technology and having the some modern teaching methods they are applying to engage the students like the animations and all, cartoons and all. So definitely that would be more effective teaching support systems. Okay, so that's why in just opposite of the traditionals, the it is the, like if you go with the ICTs, definitely that is the best nowadays, which is the learning management system, LMS. Okay, we'll be discussing that also. Now, coming to it, the modern teaching support systems, which is referring to it here, the newer methods and technologies which have been introduced in the recent year, right? That is interactive whiteboards, the digital boards, the educational software, the multimedia presentations that going to make the learning more interactive or engage the students. So this kind of the methods are highly engaging and making interactive and making learning more fun and enjoyable. Okay. They can cater to the different learning styles and accommodating the diverse student needs. Okay. So basically you can personally, like for example, I can personalize the message here. I can message and I can interact with the individual's user also, right? So basically, I do not want to make the comment in the public mode, so I can customize the comment. I can write anything on this. I can make highlight of any point. Okay. So there isn't such kind of the features are available in the modern teaching support systems that LMS kind of things are there in order to make more engaging and effective. Okay, so modern technologies are there which you can use it in order to make different learning styles from the traditional teaching. So basically, and in terms of the disadvantages side, modern, that the it is quite expensive than the basically the traditionals, which is the requirement of the hardware and softwares are there, the additional training support system that have to be give to the teachers. This was happen in the pandemic also. In the pandemic time, the teachers were not so much aware of the online or the ICTs or the some equipment. They were not able to even conduct a meeting. They were not able to take the classes. It was also impacting on the student side also, because they had never attended the online sessions and online lectures. Okay, so it was quite difficult for them also, in terms of the assessing the performance from the teachers, in terms of giving the online exams. You might have faced in your schools or in your, not in schools, in your colleges also, when you were doing or pursuing the master degree, that you face the challenges in the pandemic for the online exams. जब आपके एग्जाम हो रहे होंगे उस समय आपने कई सारे फेस किए होंगे। कभी कभी सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं चल रहा है, कभी क्वेश्चंस नहीं दिख रहा है, कभी असाइनमेंट्स प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, राइट? सो आप लोग को ही जैसे जेएमसी स्टडी हब के एप्लीकेशंस में समटाइम्स द बग्स आर देयर, यू माइट नॉट सीन द रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स, राइट? द you might not be able to see some things like the tools. So थोड़ा सा कभी कभी problems आता है, no doubt. These are some disadvantages in the ICTs basically. These are these are technology. Sometimes it will take to update. Firstly, you have to update the applications. You have to again log out and log in the sessions. Sometimes you are not audibles. You have to exit the sessions and you have to rejoin the again the sessions. So these are some disadvantages in the modern teaching support systems, right? So sometimes mic issues, video issues, quality issues, lot of the things are there. So some students may struggle with the use of technology and leading to the frustration and disengagement. That is it's about, right? Getting clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So ICT based teaching support systems is the here again that the use of the ICT, right? That is in online courses, video lectures, online discussions, website, okay, the online exams. These are the ICT based where you use the laptop and the computer to go with the to attend and join the sessions. So these methods are highly flexible while uh, if you are anywhere in the market, in the home, or in outside, so you can attend the sessions, okay, very easily. Okay, that is very much highly flexible, or you can say the convenient also, that to access the entire things, that may be the course materials or completing the assignment at your own convenient, at your own scheduling. Okay, so like in the mock test, if you are having the free time, you can give the mock test. It's just depend upon you that how much you are free and how much you are convenient, and you can make your own schedule to appear for the mock test. Okay, so another advantages are that of the ICT based, which is cost effective, as they often do not require the purchase of the physical materials or resources. You had not to purchase the books. Okay, you have to just simply, and that is the lot of the free resources are there on the internet. The free video lectures are over on the YouTubes. So if you would search it, the different kinds of the sources would you find from the Twitters, from the social media, from the website, from the applications, from the YouTube, right? So these are basically called the lot of the resources are available which you can use it. That is the best things in this ICTs, where in the traditionals you have to purchase the physical materials. Another advantage that they can provide the access to a wide range of the resources, such as like the video lectures and the online forums are available where you can ask your doubts and all. Okay. Disadvantages, these methods can be less interactive than traditionals. Yes, because in the traditional styles there is the face-to-face communications which we had discussed. So during the face-to-face communications, you are looking over on the expressions, non-verbal communication, communications, the personalities development, the leaderships, the skills, each and everything that you are observing the students and individual needs also. Okay, what the problems they are facing, you are looking over on those problems and uh, giving them solutions. Okay, that is what the advantages in the traditionals are, but it is not in the case of the ICTs. Okay, that is not leading the basically the problem solving. Okay, or you cannot interact as that like the face to face communications. So sometimes it lead to the feeling of isolation and disengagement as well. If your data has been in data, internet data is not available, so how you are going to attend the classes? If you are not having the electricities, that also going to disrupt the sessions. If you are not if you have so much eye problems, you cannot look over on the screens and cannot attend the online sessions. That is also another disadvantages. So like this, the disadvantages are theirs, which you can make a list of it. So technical issues like the slow internet speeds, computer malfunctions, that at the time of joining the sessions, again some malfunctions or some spywares are coming. Okay, that is disrupting the experiences. So some students may struggle with the self-directed learning, requiring additional support and guidance. That is what it's here. The again, you cannot directly talk to the students that what they are facing actually. Okay, they are not going to tell you each and everything, because in the online modes you can just talk, you cannot look over on the expressions. That would not the additional support and guidance will be definitely given to them, but that much the as comparison to face to face to communications, it would not be comparable basically, right? तो face to face communication का ही अलग होता है. कहते हैं ना कि the लोग मिलने के लिए, बात करने के लिए, साथ खाने के लिए, साथ पढ़ने के लिए लोग जाते हैं, राइट? और ऑनलाइन में वो चीज़ें आप सिर्फ सुन सकते हो, काम चलाऊ कर सकते हो. दैट इज व्हाट इट्स है. ओके, सो दिस इज अ बेसिकली issues in the online or ICT. But a lot of the advantages and disadvantages are there in it, which you can. So any doubts in it, please ask. Modern teaching, ICTs, traditional teaching. What you love basically. Now I would be looking over on that. So you have to give a poll basically in terms of traditionals or the modern and the ICTs. What basically you like most? Everyone, what you like most? While ICT, classroom. What about the others, Mayuri? I like traditionals. Yes, exactly. Classrooms. Traditional, yes. So it is for everyone, yeah, definitely, because you are going to interact with the teachers. Face-to-face interactions are there. Whatever the problems that you are facing, you can ask just in front of them. Okay. So that the environments are also there, sitting on the bench and listening to the teachers, standing and just asking the question to the teachers, solving all those problems, sending you the laboratory to complete all the assignments by the 2 days and all. So this kind of the experiences are something different. Okay, so we cannot compare each, and each system has having its own advantage and disadvantage. So this was all about which we had discussed. So in the upcoming sessions we'll complete this unit, and after that we'll go through the some 100 200 questions. Okay, so thank you to all. Thank you so much. Hope you have been benefited from this today's sessions. So thank you to all.